Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I complete a Zillow 3D home tour with floor plans and the equipment that I use, and I'm going to walk you through step by step on how you can also complete this virtual tour, whether you're a realtor or a photographer service provider. I'm going to show you an easy way to add an extra service to your roster, and it's super easy, super quick, and I'm going to guide you through all the steps. I'm going to show you the cameras that I use, and I'm going to have this camera actually filming, which is the GoPro, mounted to my neck, so you'll be able to see which buttons I'm pressing and how I'm actually completing the entire virtual tour from start to finish. I'm going to shoot this in real time, and you'll be able to see exactly how long it takes. The benefit for the realtor by having the Zillow 3D home tour with floor plans is they're going to get a substantial boost in the rankings of the listing. So their listing is actually going to show up on page 1 ahead of all the other listings where realtors just have photos, or they have photos with the regular Zillow 3D home tour without the floor plans. So by having the 3D home tour with the floor plans, it's going to give the listing the highest boost in algorithm on Zillow, and they're going to show up on page 1 or pretty close to page 1, and it's going to tremendously increase the amount of views that they get. So let's get started. I'm going to just kind of briefly explain the two cameras that I have. This is the Ricoh Theta Ricoh X. No, actually this is the Z1, and this is the X. The X has the built-in screen. So I always have two because sometimes one camera either overheats or it can act up and it just doesn't want to work. So it's always important to have a backup, especially if you're doing a big virtual tour. You don't want to have an issue where you have to cancel it and return and start from scratch. So I've had some issues in the past with one camera either overheating, or if it's a really big tour, the battery might kind of start to drain. So just having two is the way to go. You can also use the Insta360 cameras. Those also work fine. I prefer this one as my primary because it has a huge sensor, a 1-inch sensor, and full manual controls through the Zillow 3D Home Tour app. So I can control ISO, exposure, HDR bracketing, and it comes out, the image comes out very clean. So let's get started. I'm going to start with this on the monopod. I'm going to wear the GoPro that I'm filming on my neck, so you'll be able to see exactly how long it takes to complete this tour. So we're going to get started with the front yard, inside of the home, and then head to the backyard. So let's roll. Okay, so let's get ready to roll. I have a monopod here. I have an extra weight on here, which is super important because you don't want to have this thing knock over, especially with like a $1,000 camera on it. So I think this is about 1 pound on here, and it just helps it in case of a accident, somebody accidentally knocks it over. So for the height, you want this to be about maybe 4 feet from the ground. So somewhere like around here is fine. There we go. So camera screws on, tighten that down. Perfect. Turn on the camera. I'm going to put the backup camera in my pocket for a quick changeover just in case. And whatever gear I have, I'm just going to hide it in here, and I'm going to hope that I don't forget it. Cool. Camera's up, charged 100%. You turn on the Wi-Fi, and we get started. So this is the app that we use. It's the Zillow 3D Home app. It is not the, let me show you the regular app. This is Zillow's regular app, and they have this little Halloween kind of logo going over it right now for October. But you are using the Zillow 3D Home app. So these are some recent virtual tours I've completed. Basically click New Media. Today we're doing virtual tour and floor plan. It gives you the option of virtual tour and floor plan or virtual tour only. So virtual tour, it's going to ask us which camera to connect. We're going to connect the Ricoh. We're going to join the Wi-Fi. It's going to ask you single family home or apartment. This is a single family home. floor 1. This is a single floor house, so everything's going to be on floor 1. It's going to ask, is the floor completely above ground level? Yes, it is. Register sign in, okay. Might ask you this. Face ID. Usually it just logs you right in, but perfect. So we have it ready to go, and we start new room or area. Now, for the settings of the camera, I'm going to show you kind of how this works. So when you are looking at the screen, your default view is going to be the opposite of the screen. So if you see this, this is where the virtual tour is going to, like the 360 photo, that's the first thing that you're going to see by default. So make sure your HDR is turned on. You can add the grid, although you don't really need a grid. And then for your settings, you want your exposure to be a little bit above 0. So I always have it at like plus 0.7. For the ISO, as low as possible. So 80 in this case. That'll reduce the noise and the grain in the image. And then white balance, I just leave that alone. That's perfectly fine. You have this eyeball here. If you turn off the eyeball, it'll still take the photo, but it'll be hidden from the virtual tour. So you might want to take that just to measure the space, because this does create floor plans. So you might just want to take the 360 photo, but disable it from the public view just for measuring purposes. So since it does measure the square footage of the whole house, you might need to shoot certain closets so that it accurately can measure everything. So for now, we're going to have that turned on. We're going to head to the front yard, and we're going to get started. Time right now is 10:23. I already walked through the whole house. All the lights have been turned on. All the bulbs are functioning. All the curtains are at a kind of an even level. So you always want to do a walkthrough and just kind of check all of this. This home is not lived in, so no need to worry about clutter or furniture. It was recently remodeled. Looks really nice. This is an ideal home for a virtual tour. So I'm going to leave the door open, and we're going to start. So the first one we're going to do is going to be at the front yard. Sometimes you'll notice your screen gets really blown out, so you might have to take a test shot real quick. Okay, see now it says camera failed to connect, retry. You get these glitches on occasion with this, so let's see, perfect. Now we seem to be working. So now we have to basically play hide and seek with the photos. You don't want to be shown in the photo as well as your reflection. So I'm going to put the camera right here to start. I'm going to hide behind this tree here, and I'm going to take the first photo. No camera visible. And you can hear the camera make a little chirp, which means you can return back to the camera and then proceed to your next panorama. So you're going to name this as front yard. Front yard, check. Add another panorama to the front yard. And second panorama is going to be right about here in the balcony. You can always find tricks to hide the camera. So like the seam of the window, you won't be able to see the camera. And then I can go hide here or back behind the tree. So we're going to place this one right here. I'm going to walk here, hide, wait for the chirp. That was quick. And back to the camera. I'm going to have this one here. We're going to add another panorama to the front yard. This is going to be our next one. We're going to hide over here. Completed. Basically, you want visual line of sight between each panorama. So the last one we shot there, next one we want it to be here. And we want to make sure the camera can see where it was in its previous location, so it can connect everything. Front yard there, adding panorama. There you go. I'm not sure if you heard that one, but it makes like a little chirp, like a little bird. Next one's gonna go inside the house, and we want it to kind of look this direction, so that's the default view. This app shows you how everything's being uploaded as you take them. So if it's green, it's finished. If it's blue, it's uploading, and it works super quick. Usually by the time you're finished shooting the house, everything's already complete and ready to be uploaded. So we're gonna shoot this one. That's gonna be a new room. That one's done. So now we're in, we can close the front door. And then we can proceed with the entire inside of the house. So that'll be entrance. Perfect match. And then this is gonna be, I guess, the dining area. So we're gonna add another panorama to the entrance. We'll still classify this as entrance space. And we hide. You can also, spin through it just to make sure you're not showing up anywhere or nothing is kind of strange in it. Done there. That's entrance. Now we're going to have a shot here, which is going to be the dining area, because I think that's what that looks like. So new room, hide, take the shot. Boom, done. It's dining area. I'm going to do another one here. I'm going to name that one DIN, dining room. We're going to add a new room. This will be for the kitchen. We hide. Another one inside the kitchen. That is kitchen. Add panorama to kitchen, and we do a quick squat down here. Perfect, kitchen is done. And now we're going to make our way towards, we'll cut to the backyard. We did front yard, main room, like main area. We'll do backyard, and then we can do all the bedrooms. It doesn't really matter because the app can stitch everything together, so it's perfectly fine. So we're going to line this one up right here. Actually, I'm going to go here so I can hide in the kitchen, not too far away. Okay. So yeah, we'll add this. We'll make another one. We'll call it kitchen still. If you always want to check the way they come out, and you can always redo them if they're, improperly exposed, but that one looks perfectly fine. It's uploading, and the HDR looks really good. Yeah, perfect. Good. Now, new room, backyard. I'm gonna put this first shot out here and hide. That one's good. Maybe another one here in the grass. We can hide behind the tree. In this backyard. Check. Watch for spider webs. Add panorama to backyard. That's good. Next, we're going to do another panorama right about here. Hide behind this tree. Good, make sure you're good and hidden. Actually, you know what? I see my shadow's gonna show up here, which I don't want. So I'm gonna hide somewhere else. So I'm gonna hide behind the old tree, the other tree. That's good. Good. And if an elbow pops up, and no big deal. Just make sure not a lot of you pops up. And we're gonna do a final backyard shot here, showing like the AC unit with the fence. And this main door here. I'm gonna hide back here.
The range on this is pretty good as long as there's no obstructions. I can get maybe 30 feet, 30 to 50 feet unobstructed, but if there is an obstruction, you might have to get a little closer. Sometimes the reception's kind of bad. Cool, so front yard is done, backyard is done. Kitchen's done, living room's done. For the bedrooms, we have one there, one bedroom, two bedroom, three bedroom, four bedroom, one bathroom, and the other one. So we'll start with this side of the house first. We're gonna get a shot here at the border between the living room and the, I think it's the master bedroom, not really sure. Anyway, so we're going to put this right here on the border. I'm gonna call this bedroom. While this is processing, move it again. And name this bed, and it'll come up as bedroom. Add panorama to bedroom. Very good. Now we walk towards the bathroom. So we'll do a shot right here on the border. New room. Hide out of the way. Shot. There we go. Bathroom. Bathroom check. We're going to add another panorama to the bathroom here, because there's a closet here. Oh, shoot. Aha. Saw the camera in the mirror, which means the camera saw me. So let me show you what to do if that happens. So we go in here and right there, caught myself in the reflection. So we're going to 3 dots, delete, delete, add a panorama to the bathroom, and we're going to redo that, and we're going to hide it a little better. There we go. This is a big bathroom, so we're going to get like 3 shots. This one is good here. You can hide in the closet. Perfect. And now we're going to shoot in the closet, one here. Remember the previous one was here, so this is straight line of view for the closet shot. So new room, take a photo. And we name this one closet. CLO. Done, good. So that's done, the area is done. We have broom closet. We're not gonna even do anything with that. That's not really worth much. We're gonna do one here because we had one inside there. So straight shot here, new room, call this hallway. I'll do a second hallway shot here. So HAL, hallway, add panorama to hallway. Done. And then we go straight one shot in this bathroom. New room. Bathroom is done. That is bathroom. Bathroom check. New room, back to another bedroom. And hide. Okay, this is another bedroom. I'm going to go right in the middle. Call it bed. Matches bedroom. Check. Add panorama to bedroom. Good. We had a hallway shot here, so straight into the next bedroom. We'll go here. New room. Good. And one more here. bedroom. Add panorama to bedroom. Check, check. There's a walk-in closet. Shoot inside the walk-in closet. So we'll give a good measurement for it. New room. Okay, that one's good. Name this one closet, CLO. Done. New room. Going straight to the washer dryer. Right there. Hiding here. Good. Washer dryer's done. There's a water heater there. I'm not gonna show that. Go to the next bedroom. That was wash. I'm not sure what that's called. Washroom. Laundry room. Sorry, drew a blank. Laundry room. Check. Good. Back to new room. Another bedroom. We'll go right here. Make sure when you're putting it down, you don't slam it so it doesn't do this wiggle. Because on occasion, it's still wiggling when it's shooting and it's blurry. So steady it. Step out. Okay. Bedroom's good. We'll do one more right here. That's not a walk-in closet, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. This is bedroom. Add panorama to bedroom. Very good. Done, 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 done. Okay, that's it, we're done. I don't know how long that took, but it wasn't more than, I'd say, 15 minutes. So once everything is uploaded, we can always double check everything we've done. We have front yard, entrance, dining room, kitchen, backyard, bedroom. So bedroom, 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 4 bedrooms, bathroom, bathroom, 2 bathrooms. So once again, front, entrance, dining, kitchen, backyard, bedroom, bathroom, closet, hallway, bathroom, bedroom, bedroom, closet, laundry room, and bedroom. The amazing thing with doing this is less is more. You don't need to do this like you would for Matterport, putting spins every 3 feet. You know, it will be an insane amount of time to complete one of those. With this, you can do a home like this, which is about 1,500 square feet or so, in like 15 or 20 minutes. Everything is ready. So you click finish, you find the address, and we connect it to a listing. So we're going to type in the address, which I have here as, I'm just going to copy this. This is in a home in Plantation, Florida. Bam, found it. So the Zillow app found the address. This is a current active listing, and I post to the listing. It's processing. The floor plans should be ready in a few hours. The virtual tour will also be ready in a few hours, and everything's going to instantly, automatically be posted to the realtor's listing. So they're going to be super thrilled about it. And you can always go through this and check everything. After it's done, you can make some changes to rename things. If you don't like the way one of the spins turned out, you can always just hide it or delete it. But folks, that's about it. One additional tip I can give you is when you're hiding, try not to spin like your body too much in one direction. So just kind of counter spin. Otherwise, you're gonna find yourself getting kind of nauseous from leaving rooms, turning, entering rooms, leaving rooms, turning, entering rooms. So hopefully this tutorial has helped you. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. I'm going to leave links to all of my gear. Let me not forget my microphone and my backup camera, which I didn't even need to use, thank goodness. Everything worked flawlessly today, and I can head over to my next appointment. For the camera, just power it off, put it away. I have 74% battery left. So single family home took me 25% battery on this camera. And now I can basically, if I wanted to, just plug it back in, USB-C in the car, and it'll get to almost 100% by the time I get to the next house. So be careful when you're closing down your tripods because they can pinch your skin. So just like a little tip. And that's it. And this is all the equipment that you need. So you can just take everything in your pocket, and it's compact. And if you're not doing any other photography services, just offering virtual tours, this is the bulk of your gear. So you're not going to need any more than this. So that's about it. We're good to go. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.